want to start with a little story. So there was this team of researchers not long ago that wanted to learn about this group of gorillas that were living deep in the jungle. Nobody had ever gotten close to these gorillas before. So these researchers, they went and staged all their gear, their food, their camping gear, and of course they brought some guns with them because they were going deep into the jungle where there's scary stuff. And they would hike all their gear to the gorillas, and then the gorillas would not let them anywhere near their camp. They would almost have these wars where all the researchers would be on one line and the gorillas would come, and when the researchers tried to step forward, those gorillas definitely would not let them come. And so the researchers would give up, and the researchers kept on trying this again and again, year after year. Could never get close to these gorillas that live deep in the jungle. Well, so then one researcher decides he's just gonna try by himself to go into the gorilla camp with no gun, just unarmed. He just figures he'll give it a try. And the gorillas welcome him. He just walks right into their camp. The gorillas just welcome him right into their home, where for years, no researcher had ever been able to go. Oftentimes when we approach a challenging situation where uncertainty is high, we are armed, so to speak, without even knowing it. Without even knowing it, we throw up our shields, we get defensive, and then we don't really ever move forward. We just get too upset. Staley, why did you tell us that story? What's the point of that story, Staley? Well, of course, I want you to try to interpret that story just on your own, with your own set of experiences and knowledge, because you're already old enough to understand that story in any way that you can. The way I understand that story, you get to decide how you understand literature. You get to decide how you understand the world. Understanding the world is a hard, difficult thing to do. Understanding the world takes a lot of time and patience and courage. So now I'm going to go through a slideshow to give you the basics of how to write in a journal. You can take all my advice or none of my advice. I just want you writing in a journal. Maybe you've heard all this. I don't know. Check it out. Here is Mr. Staley presenting a slideshow. How fun. The 10 Journal Commandments. Number 1, don't wait for inspiration. That's not how real writing works. We don't wait around to be struck by lightning. Number 2, if you can't think of anything, try writing something to make you laugh. Number 3, write like Shakespeare or write like yourself. Write in any language you please. Number 4, write your deepest, darkest secrets, your most truthful sentences of your life, and/or write lies. This is up to you. Tell the truth or write lies. Or write lies by telling the truth, or tell the truth by writing lies. Guess what? Language is a wicked and wonderful thing. And you can bend and manipulate language to do exactly what you want. Language is your thing to play with. It is your thing to destroy or make new or honor or bend around to suit your needs. take language and make it work for your aesthetic. What is aesthetic? Aesthetic is your definition of beauty. Aesthetic has to do with the way you see the world and what gives you pleasure. To me, humor gives me pleasure. That's my aesthetic. I like trying to be funny. To me, weirdness gives me pleasure. I like trying to be weird. Maybe you don't like being either of those things. That's totally okay. Be you. Number 5, write at least one word once a day. Look how I use that page. Look at those words all over that page. Hey y'all, here's a little note. There's nothing magical about that left margin. Use that whole page. Remember, we see a poem as a visual shape on the page. Before we read one word, our brain's doing lots of things real fast when it comes to poetry. Y'all saw this as like an arrow shape before you even saw the word write. Things happen in micro milliseconds and hairs between those milliseconds, and then split hairs between those hairs of those milliseconds. Sure. It can be only one word, but man, think about that word. What word are you? If you only had one word to write down in a day, and that word is just for you, what word is it going to be? No, you tell me. Or don't tell me. Keep it private. That's also okay. Number 6. This whole journal thing is going to be a little bit like a diary. Some of y'all have kept diaries before. Some of you have never done that before. I want you to include the date and time beside every writing session. I like writing the date and time like this. And then if you look at the screen, you see 8.24.20. And then I write the time. I don't put PM anymore. I ain't got time for that. I just put a lowercase p. Well, how do you like writing the date and time? It's 4:68 p.m. Poets play. Poets break rules. Or poets follow rules. Poets get to do what poets want to do. Poets are crazy, or poets are the most sane. Number 7. Use your favorite pen on your favorite paper to write in your favorite place during your favorite time of the day, or not. Also, if you don't have pen and paper, you don't have a notebook, you don't have pencils and pens that you can just go zip off to Walmart and buy this or that, well then you can write on your device or a phone, or take a rock and go out to the street and scrape your poetry into the road with a rock. That's also a possibility. Number 8. Try to write your thoughts down at the exact same speed you're having them. Did y'all know that you can think faster than you can talk? Faster than you can write? If you're really dialed in, then you should be just chasing your thoughts and trying to capture them, because your thoughts are definitely flying really fast. If you're getting good at paying attention to your thoughts, then you'll get good at writing them down and seeing them and noticing them and observing those thoughts. Number 9. Don't worry about making sense. And if you're interested in gibberish, please go learn about Hugo Ball and Dada and sound poetry. Poets in World War I, poets said language. Ha ha ha. I dare you not to make sense. I personally dare you not to make sense in your journal. And number 10. That was a drum roll. Number 10. Write like you like writing. Don't think about what you're gonna write. Just write. All right, guys. I'm gonna be honest. It got really hot really fast out here. It's dangerous out here, guys. I got heat stroke, hypothermia, frickin' I'm cramping, I'm thirsty. My whole inside of my mouth has turned into some crazy raisin, y'all. I don't want to tell you how bad it smells like onions in these armpits. We're just not gonna go there in this video. We'll go there next video.